So today's sound idea is dark and resonant droney texture. We will be using Wavetable, created in some stock plugins that you can find in Ableton. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into the Ableton and get our hands dirty with some nice and tasty chocolate powder. Okay, so we're in the Ableton, and now what we need to find is a wavetable. You can find it here in Instruments, Wavetable. Let's drag it in. So if we want to do a droney sound, we're going to find some nice wavetable. So what I've picked will be one in the complex section, and the name of it would be Ableton Filter. Now let's see how it sounds. Not too nice so now, but for now, but we're going to make it sound really nice. So let's expand that little V so we can see all the parameters at the same time on one screen. First, we want to delay the attack, make it more gradual. Also, release should be much longer than that. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Let's create more envelopes like that because we're gonna need all the slow evolving sounds for that. That's the 1 and 2. Let's prepare the LFO. I'll tell you why later. Let's make that really slow, 0.02 hertz, and then the other one, let's say 0.05 hertz. Now what we want to do is to play a little bit with the filter. So first we need to drag that down a little bit so we can hear that the sound is muted a little bit. The resonance is fine. And now we're going to use that LFO to modify the filter 1 frequency. So to hear LFO 1, filter 1 frequency. If you don't see that parameter here, you just need to click on the frequency or resonance and it's going to show up here, which is really handy. I love this wavetable, really easy to use. Okay, so see what's happening. This is growing. Let's put that down a little bit. Okay, we've overdone a little bit. Let's turn it really nice. And now, the funny trick that I really like to do sometimes is to modify the rate of LFO1 with the LFO2. So what we're going to do, let's click the LFO1 rate and we're going to modify it with the LFO2. So then it's going to be changing slowly. We always use very tiny amounts of everything, but that's going to influence the frequency. It's going to go faster and slower. Also, we can also sweep through the wavetable a little bit, so we will use the same LFO, just a little bit stronger. We can warp that to your liking, one way or another, hold it. Okay, we can also use the envelope, and we will use the envelope to modify the filter 1 frequency as well. So let's do like that, let's see how it goes. It opens quite fast and then slows down a little bit. And also LFO is making some changes to it. Anyway, okay, that's should be for now. Let's change this also drive mode and the filter mode to MS2. Let's add some drive to it. Okay, not too bad. Let's close the frequency a little bit as well. And let's modify that so it's very, very gentle. We all the moves to be very gentle. Okay, now up to the oscillator number 2. We're gonna choose collection beige. This is like very soft one. Let's hear only the second one for now. We'll also be sweeping through that, but we can choose some other envelope, let's say. Let's sweep through that a little bit like that and then change some parameters. Can do more complex sweeping through that. That should be fine. But also want to go down an octave on that sound. So -12 semitones. And what else we want to do is to create the separate filters for each oscillator. So I'm gonna turn this one on. 12 dB per octave will be fine. We're gonna change the bandpass filter now. and open like that, so they're kind of close to each other. Okay, and let's modify filter to frequency as well. Let's do something similar, but obviously a little bit different, so we have different effects, and we're gonna use a different envelope to that, so they can kind of chase each other or just sweep away from each other. Let's see how they change. It's lovely that we can see everything even without. Okay, let's bring the frequency up a little bit. Okay, not so bad. Now, what else we can do? We can turn on the unison in the shimmer mode, but just turn the amount of the detune a little bit down. Okay, now we hear it stereo, which is nice. Let's turn the oscillator 1 back on. Getting a little bit too much of the high frequencies from the filter 2. Let's bring it down a bit and make sure it has some negative values, not only the positive ones. So let's bring that up though, but let's bring some other down. They should bounce from each other a little bit like that. Perfect. So they go each other direction they want. Okay, perfect. That's the wavetable section done. We can fold it back on. We probably don't need to do anything else. That sounds nice. Obviously, you can do your own modifications. Now we can put a little echo on that, so we make it a little bit more stereo. So we got the audio effects, echo. Let's do ping pong mode. And then dry wet around like 60%, let's say, and see how it sounds. Yeah, so it'll be bouncing from one to another ear, some from left to right ear. That's fine. Let's add a little bit of modulation. Where do we go? Yeah. Okay, just a tiny bit. And also in the character, you can press the wobble, but just go with, don't want to go too crazy in that, but just a tiny bit. Yeah, what else we can do actually in the wavetable? We can do a little bit of detuning, but detuning can also be modified with, I'll set the pitch with LFO. Let's go like a tiny bit, tiniest amount you can do. Now we're talking. Okay, that's the echo module done as well. You can play with the feedback, of course, a little bit, the wet and dry. We can map it to the macros later on. Could probably do that. Okay, next thing in the line, we want to put a little bit compressor, or should I say, so it doesn't drive any other effects that are in the line. Let's put a little compressor, see how it sounds. If it goes too loud, we can probably put the threshold down a little bit. So we're pretty much safe that nothing's wrong gonna happen. And I wouldn't change anything else, just in case you get too loud sounds, which we're not getting at the moment. And then every droney sound should probably have nice juicy reverb to that. Let's go to the convolution reverb. I think it's my best go-to option. And one more thing, we want to put a limiter at the end of a chain just in case, so we don't lose our hearing. And which ones I like the St. Patrick's Church #1. Let's try. How does it sound? I'm just pressing 2 buttons and it changes and just moves around. Now we hear the resonance as I put on the resonance up a bit. That will be modified by LFO2. Let's add it up a little bit here. That's basically it. Sounds not too bad. Let's try the higher octaves. Okay, to make it even nicer, now I have an idea. Let's go to the driving color, grab the vinyl distortion, put it just here before the compressor. Let's play a little bit with these. Okay. Let's keep it in the middle here. That's like a droney texture, like a really dark and scary pad. Not so bad. We can go down with the drive a bit, or leave it as you want. And just hold the button for a long time and it's gonna go and sweep and play and change every time. It's gonna be different. So basically, that's it. Yeah, at the end you can just group them all together. Group, and then we can play with some macros if you want. Corporations, no. Yeah, but we can map the dry wet of an echo. So let's press map. First we click what do we want to map. Final distortion drive. Okay. Then dry wet echo. Map, let's do like a quick mapping. And reverb as well. Yeah, we want to control that as well. Guess these three will be fine. Then you can just play with these settings just here. That's really handy and actually quick. Oh yeah, one more little thing. You might turn off the retriggering of the LFO so they keep on going, so it's even more random each time you press the button. Now they're gonna come back together. I'm getting hypnotized by it. Oh, I can't focus here. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. That was really short and quick and painless. So just wavetable. Play with 2 oscillators. You can split the 2 filters. Play with the matrix, whatever you want. Just make sure you get the amp envelope really long attack and low release. Then some other things. That's my hack, so you can modify a rate of LFO1 by LFO2 and then add it to whatever parameters you want. Basically, that's really it. And then adding really lush convolution reverb, just compressor to control it, limiter at the end just to make sure it doesn't drive the output, some final distortions to get more of the harmonics. And yeah, that's it. Very simple. Hey guys, if you liked this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe for more nice content coming soon. Also, if you have some ideas, what sound would you like me to make, just leave them in the comments down below. Also, if you're into buying a new gear, I have some lists of nice links to the gear that I use and I would highly recommend. Okay, as always, it was a pleasure. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next video. Cheers.